This is a 2011 15-inch MacBook Pro and I only paid $70 for it. Unfortunately, it has one big problem. A problem that we are going to fix in this video and get the still quite powerful MacBook back to life. Welcome to the first Mac special at Classic Hi-Fi Reviews. To get a better idea what's under the hood, all we need is a serial number. That's enough to do a quick check at everymac.com. What we got here is a MacBook Pro 8.2 with an i7 processor, and it came with a 750GB conventional hard drive and 4GB of RAM. But let's click on the link to see the full specs. At the top of the list we can see some Geekbench results, which gives you an idea of the performance of the laptop. Our i7 CPU runs at 2.2 GHz and can boost up to 3.3 GHz. Not bad at all. We also got a Radeon 6750 GPU with 1GB of VRAM, and the 15.4-inch display got a resolution of 1440 by 900 pixels. A very interesting bit of information is the supported OS version. This particular MacBook can run up to 10.13, which would be macOS High Sierra. But let's see if this MacBook actually turns on. I do not expect the trackpad to be working, so I'm plugging in my Logitech dongle for external mouse. Does the MagSafe turn green? Yes, it does. So as power is getting in, let's give it a try and turn it on. The boot chime is always a relief. It tells us that the MacBook passed the internal health checks and it should be fine. And after a while it boots without any issues into an OS. Time to place your bet. Is this trackpad still working even though it's completely cracked? No, there's no movement. But luckily we got a mouse connected, and let's do some basic checks. Wow, we are running Snow Leopard 10.6.8. That was released 2009, and that was these MacBooks were delivered with. That means it has never been upgraded, and no RAM upgrades were installed either. It's still on the factory 4GB. Checking the system information, we can see that the battery is dead as expected and that it just did 277 cycles. The battery on my 2013 MacBook did 1005 cycles and the capacity is still at 83%. So the owner must have had it hooked up to power for most of the time. No surprises with the hard drive either, still the original one. And battery is not getting charged. But let's crack this MacBook open and replace the broken trackpad. On the bottom there are also two rubber feet missing. We will replace these later. But let's remove the base cover and have a look at the battery and how we can remove it. Did you hear that? The tension from the battery literally lets the bottom case pop out. Don't remove these two plugs, it's not necessary, it's just me being confused. The last one is the battery connector. These screws you need a triangular shaped screwdriver. I only have a flathead and that does the job as well. Now the challenge is to get this completely out of shape battery out of the case. I can't use too much force obviously, and with a push into the right direction it eventually comes out. This is how much this battery expanded, crazy. Probably the worst I've seen so far. Just reconnecting those two plugs that I could have left untouched and getting to the trackpad as the way is free now. Just push the plastic piece at the other end of the connector up to release a ribbon cable and pull it out. You might get away with only removing these black 4 screws instead of removing all 8, but I found it easier to get all of them loose and pull the trackpad out from the front. The replacement trackpad comes from a younger MacBook Pro with only 13-inch screen size, but is compatible and fits in well. Everything needs to be reassembled, and I've also removed the hard drive, which of course needs to go back into the MacBook. As the battery that I have ordered has not arrived yet, we are closing the MacBook and nevertheless start to installing an up-to-date operating system. I plugged in a USB drive with El Capitan on it, and with holding down the option key after turning it on, it will show us a boot menu. That's also the test for our trackpad, and it's working fine. We will be installing El Capitan on this Mac. Okay, let's go quickly through this OS X setup. Of course we have to agree, it's not that you really have the choice, and we need to pick the hard drive as the destination drive. So I saved you this 24 minutes, so let's select the country and also select the Australian keyboard. Not that it is very different to the American one anyway. We pick the Wi-Fi, and I don't want to transfer anyone because I'm setting up this Mac for to be sold. So I'm just putting in basic user account information. It should be fine. And here we are, El Capitan, on our 2011 Mac with a well-working trackpad. And in the meantime, the battery has arrived as well as the rubber feet, and it's time to finish this project. Comparing the new battery with the old battery gives you even a better idea how much the old battery expanded. It is a cheap Chinese battery from eBay for 60 bucks, but it comes for tools, for example with triangular shaped screwdrivers. I guess now I got some instructions how you can safely get this battery to work. And these are the rubber feet, nothing spectacular, so let's get started with the battery first. And I also want to mention that I got my new toy, the Wow Stick. Not sure if that is a good name for a screwdriver. There's one screw left over from the old battery with a broken off piece, so let's get the new screwdriver to good use and remove it. Time to finally pop in the new battery. Now we can connect safely the battery with the motherboard. And that's it. So all we have to do is close back the MacBook, and then we take care of the rubber feet. A sharp knife worked best for me for this kind of task, and we only have to remove two as the other two are already gone anyway. Let's clean it up with some alcohol. That will make sure that everything is gone and that the new rubber feet will stick very well to the metal. These rubber feet have a bit of a special shape. You need to make sure that the little dot goes into the right corner. And here we have it, the result of all the hard work. A great looking and well working MacBook Pro that is still very useful today with its i7 processor and 4GB of RAM. I hope you enjoyed this journey, slightly off topic what this channel usually does. The next video will be about the restoration of an old hi-fi device again. Subscribe so you won't miss it. And thanks for watching.